Okay, in this video, we are talking about the morality of using mood-altering drugs. And our author today is, oh, look who it is. It's me, Nathan Sasser. Now, this is an argument which I developed just for the purpose of this class. It's really a work in progress. And so it's not really for distribution. It's not even my own final settled view. Give me some good objections and I'll fix it. Here's the first argument that I want to make here. It's an argument about what kind of happiness is the best kind of happiness to have. So premise one, if the happiness that's caused by drugs, by taking drugs, any drug, if it's the best kind of happiness, then it's properly responsive. That is, that happiness is properly responsive to objectively good things in the world. I'll explain what I mean by that in a second. But secondly, the happiness that's caused by drugs is not properly responsive to objective goods. Therefore, it's not the best kind of happiness. Now, what do I mean by this when I say that the happiness caused by drugs is the best kind only if it's properly responsive to objective goods? Well, first, let me explain what I mean by properly responsive. An emotion on my account is properly responsive to its object if and only if that emotion is caused by your knowledge and love of that thing. Now, when I say your knowledge of an object, I mean justified, true belief, right? So let's say I'm happy about the beautiful sunshiny day outside. Well, if I really have justified true belief that it's a beautiful sunshiny day outside, then so far forth, my happiness is properly responsive. But if I only think that it's a beautiful sunshiny day outside because, say, I'm living in the Matrix and it's not a beautiful day, or I've been duped by a deceitful weatherman into thinking that, then it's not my fault, but that's not a properly responsive emotion because it's based on a falsehood. Now, as I see it, both belief and loves and hatreds are dispositions. That is, they're standing character traits, part of who I am. And under the right circumstances, they're going to produce momentary mental events like assent to a proposition and happiness, let's say. So there's more to my belief than just this momentary mental event. It's the fact that I have a disposition that every time somebody asks me, say, is it a beautiful day outside or not? I'm going to say yes. And even when I'm not thinking about the beautiful sunshiny day, I still have that belief. And the same goes for loves. So when happiness is a properly responsive emotion, I call it real happiness. Otherwise, our happiness is fake happiness. Now, it's not enough that our emotions be properly responsive to their objects, as I see it. The best kind of happiness is to be really happy about a really good thing. You could be really happy about a bad thing, like, say, the suffering of innocent people. That's not the best kind of happiness. In fact, that's not good at all. The best kind of happiness is when you have real knowledge and real love of a really good thing, and that produces the emotion of happiness. All right, so that's my explanation of premise one. If happiness is going to be the best kind, it's got to be properly responsive. That brings me to my second premise. Drug-induced happiness is not real happiness. It's fake happiness. Because, as I see it, drug-induced emotions are caused by one of two things. Either they're caused by something other than knowledge, or they're not really caused by your real loves for things. So the drug may make you temporarily feel happy about something that you don't really love that much. Or the drug may make you temporarily assent to something, temporarily think something that you don't really believe when you're off the drug. And the drug may make you, it could even make you assent to a false or unjustified proposition. So if the drug didn't do any of those things, then it wouldn't make you feel anything differently. That's how drugs make us feel happy, is by changing our beliefs or changing not changing our beliefs rather, but changing what we assent to, or changing the emotions we feel about the things that we assent to. But in either case, it's not you, it's not your standing character traits which are producing the emotion or the happiness now. It's what the drug did. Because when you're off the drug, you don't, that's why you need the drug to feel that. It's because it's not really you producing it. Now, is drug-induced happiness bad? Well, not necessarily. Some kinds of fake happiness are bad. Some kinds of real happiness are bad. Either real or fake happiness about something that's objectively bad, like the suffering of the innocent. You feel happy about that, that's a bad thing. So that's always bad. I think that fake happiness, that is happiness that's caused by you assenting to a false or irrational belief, I think that's bad. Having any kind of emotion based on falsehood, whether it's your fault or not, it's not a good thing. And then that brings us to another special case. What about fake happiness, which is caused by knowledge of objectively good things that merit our approval, but which is not caused by our true beliefs and our true loves? So let me give you an example of that. Let's say you go home from work and you have a beer and you go out and you look at your beautiful lawn, and you believe the lawn's beautiful and you believe your kids are playing out there are beautiful and you like all that stuff. But the beer makes you feel even better about all those things, even happier about that stuff than you typically would. So you've got a degree of fake happiness that you can't experience and you wouldn't experience without the drug, right? Is that intrinsically bad to feel that? I'm going to say no, that's not intrinsically bad. It's prima facie good. That is, other things being equal, that could be good. And other mood altering drugs, from antidepressants to anti-anxiety pills, could work the same way. They make you feel even more of the positive emotions that you would otherwise, or even less of the negative emotions that you might otherwise. But it's influencing your emotions in a way that it's producing them. It's not your own standing character traits. So nothing necessarily wrong with that, but there's some liabilities to this kind of fake happiness. For one thing, although fake happiness is prima facie good, it's not nearly as good as real happiness. Why do I say that? Well, I mean, wouldn't you rather be that happy without having to drink a beer to feel it? Wouldn't that be superior in some way? Wouldn't you prefer to be a calm, composed person on your own without needing like medicinal aids to do it? So that's not to say that it's bad, to have these fake emotions, but it does seem like it's preferable to have the real ones. Furthermore, fake happiness can mislead us about our own character or our own lives, right? So, if I can become dependent upon alcohol in order to feel happy about my life at all, and I can actually start to think I'm a happier person than I am because I'm always under the influence of drugs that make me feel happier. And really, that makes me think, wow, I'm kind of more in control, or my reliance on some other drug can make me feel I'm actually like a calm, put together person. Whereas really, this drug is masking the fact that I'm a disaster without the drug. My own character has major deficits that are being papered over by the drug. So reliance and over-reliance on fake happiness can actually disincentivize me from pursuing real happiness, right? I mean, if I can be happy by taking a drug, why bother, doing the hard work of character development or changing my life in some way? So, it could be a disincentivization to pursuing real happiness. And that brings me to my argument against at least some kinds of drug-induced happiness, all right? So if drug-induced fake happiness reduces our motivation or ability to pursue greater goods, such as real happiness or character development, or other praiseworthy actions, then we should avoid drug-induced happiness. But drug-induced fake happiness often does reduce our motivation or our ability to pursue these greater goods. So therefore, it is often the case that we should avoid drug-induced fake happiness. But I would love to hear your objections to all that. I'm still thinking through it. Thanks.